Well, hello everybody. I am going to show you guys how to paint the Easter Bunny looking over an egg. Now, what I did is I base coated white. As you can tell from my bunny, he's white. And I base coated the egg in light yellow. So once I did that, I laid down some frog tape that's chevron, right? And I'm fixing to pull it up. I'll show you in just a second.
Hi, Janet. Hi, Debbie.
Hey, y'all. How are y'all? Hope y'all are doing good. Connie is on point tonight as usual. She's our camera person. So I painted my egg yellow and I laid down 2 strips of chevron frog tape. And then I just started I kind of freehanded this and painted light pink, light purple down here, sky blue. And just watch as I take this. I've already taken this frog tape off this part. I've already taken that off.
Hi, Ruth and Michelle.
Hey, how are y'all doing? So watch as I take that off and you just see how that frog tape gives you a very crisp line, okay? So when I base coated my Easter egg yellow, I put the frog tape down and then of course I did light pink, light purple. This is coral, this is sky blue, and that's light purple. And of course I've got sky blue up here in the eyes, and I always do, if I want blue eyes, I like number 5, brilliant blue. If you want brown eyes, I usually use a nutmeg.
Hi, Miss Victoria.
And so I like that. So tonight, I'm getting ready to just kind of do some shading. This is a pretty easy piece. It's $20 for the blank, and it's really not bad. It's pretty easy to paint. So because of I'm going to turn it a little bit, and I'm going to start shading that white because that's the furthest part from my body. So how are y'all doing? TV. Okay, trying to reconnect.
Sorry, y'all. I think we disconnected for a second, but we're back. Hi,
okay.
Jocelyn.
I don't care for technology sometimes, y'all. So I have a little bit of a sky blue in here. I've got to water it down in just a bit.
Michelle would like to know where you got the tape from.
You know, Michelle, that's a good question. So here's what it looks like. Okay. I've tried to find it on Amazon, and I think they don't carry it anymore. So I don't know if you're going to have any luck finding it, but we do use that frog tape sometimes. I guess maybe one advantage of having a bunch of supplies all the time and being old and buying stuff, and you just kind of start going through everything that you got and seeing what's going to work. So I found that. And I really like it because it gives you such a clean, you can just tell how it just gives you such a clean line there. Of course, you can always use the regular frog tape to do stripes, you know, just regular.
Let me know if y'all need a different angle.
All right.
Closer or farther.
Yeah, so Con is helping me out tonight. It's really nice to have her on board because she does a good camera angle where y'all can really kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just taking this sky blue. I'm in love with this sky blue color, y'all. It's just such a good spring color, and it's not really a pastel. It is a pastel, but it's not. It's got a little bit more brightness than what a regular blue might look like. And then I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna make his face. I'm just gonna kind of go around.
Hi, Rosita.
How are y'all doing? Hi, Rosita.
Hi, Karen.
I get to know who's on here because I hear Con talking to y'all. So, and I'm just taking that sky blue and I'm just going around. Now, while I have this up, I always like to do something like this just to kind of around those eyes, right? Just to kind of give it an accent. Something like that. So you can see I don't have a whole lot of paint on there as far as that goes. Now, I got to do something with this little paws over here. So this is probably, usually what I do is I'll come here and I'll just take it. And then when I get to the where I want that to feather, I pull the brush up off the board. That's all you have to do. Just kind of pull that up off the board. All right, so we got that. Oh, he's so cute. Love the sky blue, y'all. Love it, love it. And so we got this, and I just kind of pull that up off the board. That's all I do. Lay that brush down and then pull it up off the board.
I'm going to save it.
There we go. Notice I kind of just bear down on it and then pull it up. And that's all you really have to do. Now, I'm not even going to wash out my brush. I'm going to take this teal color and I'm going to go inside my ears. Okay, just going to go inside those ears. Now, if you're struggling with shading, which that may be, I totally get that. You can kind of just do what I'm doing. Go back over that same thing over and over until you get the look that you like. So if you don't get it right the first time, just kind of go back over it again.
Hi, Kathy.
All right, something like that. And while I got that, now I'm going to go ahead and pull out my good old script liner while I have the teal in here, okay? And notice I just used the flat tip brush to do some shading on the inside of his ears. But I'm also using the same color, which is teal. Notice when I pick up that script liner and I outline that ear, it almost looks like I have two different colors on there, but it's only one. Because the flat tip brush is going to make that teal a lighter shade, it's going to put less paint down.
How pretty.
Whereas your script liner is going to put more paint down. So it's the same color, just a little bit more paint with one brush versus the other. And then I'll come over here, and y'all know I've got to do this on the outside.
Hi, Amanda.
There we go. There we go. And I'll just do something like that. Not a whole lot of brush work, really. Just a little bit of shading, a little bit of outline. That's it. There we go.
We got 30 peeps with us.
All right, all right. So I'm going to go around his face, y'all. Notice I'm deliberately staying away from his eyes. I'm not shading in around those eyes. And the reason I don't do that, in this case, and in a lot of cases it's true, if I start shading in here, I don't have a lot of space to begin with. And I want these eyes to really pop out and be very bright. And so I'm not going to shade them at all. I'm going to leave them alone. Now I'm going to outline them in black and give them some eyelashes. But as far as shading, I'm not going to do that. Okay. I think I like that. I will kind of come over here.
Hi, Debbie V.
Do that. And then of course I still have to shade his paws, right? And I did that sky blue, and now I'm outlining. I said shade his paws, I meant outline. I shaded the paws in the sky blue, and I'm outlining in the teal. Okay, and I'll just do a couple of brush strokes here, like this.
I love that color combination.
Mm-hmm.
It's so pretty.
You gotta love it because it's just a pretty color. It's just a pretty color. The teal and the sky blue look really good together, and I think I like those.
We're doing good. Thank you for asking.
All right. So now you can tell I've just about, in this short, I don't think we've been on this live very long. I don't know how long. But, of course, I had it all base coated. I've got my, other than outlining his eyes, I've got my rabbit done.
Hi, Tina.
So I have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors on this egg. That's just what if you're going to do this, you don't have to put 5 colors on there. I just like our eggs to look real colorful. You could do 3.
8 minutes, Miss Debbie said. And Joyce said to tell you hi.
Oh, hello.
She loves it, rather.
Good, good. Well, I tell you, it's a lot of fun. It's work, obviously, if you do this. You know that. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. You know that. Now, I'm going to pull this white paint. Well, first of all, I got to stir it up a little bit, y'all. It's separated. Let me do this. Let me stir it up a little bit because it's just separated. I hope that y'all get a better camera angle with Con here because she is sitting there holding that and moving that camera back and forth. And, of course, that's something I can't do when I'm by myself. Now, I just took this, I just wiped off this paint. And I'm going to take this, I'm just going to do a little bit of white. Notice what I'm going to do. I'm not doing a whole lot. Okay? My brush was wet. All I did was take a little bit of white paint. And with my flat tip brush. And then I'm going to come back in here. And it's just a subtle look. I'm going to come back and outline that later. But see how good the the pink part looks on my Easter egg so far. And all I did was a little bit of shading and then some light shading up here with some white. That's all I did. All right, on to the next color. The next color is purple. Okay, so let me wash out my brush. Did I have that over here? What the heck did I do, y'all?
Hi, Amy. Thank you, Miss Debbie. Miss Debbie said, great camera view.
Ah, that Con. If she ever gets tired of being around here, she could go get her a new career, being a camera person. Okay, so I've got my purple. I'm trying to debate what to do. Let's try this. So I've got this brush. I just washed it out. I'm going to try something, y'all. See if I like this. I want to try to maybe do some shading on my very top of my color up here. Okay. And I'm just dragging it back and forth a couple of times, trying to thin it out a little bit. That's all I'm doing. Okay. Now, obviously, I'm going to come down here and do my purple. But while I have this white, I'm going to do the top of my yellow as well. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit. I'm trying not to get a lot of paint on here, y'all, because the point of this is to put a little paint, because this is a little area. Okay. Now you can see when I come back here in a minute and I start to put purple against that, that's going to look good. Okay. So I'm going to do this here. And I'm just trying to get a little bit of paint on that brush, not a whole lot. And notice my shading. So some of you always comment about, oh, I'm really struggling with shading. So when you look at this, my shading doesn't look good either right now. So I'm going to just come over here and pick up a little bit more paint and come back. And come back. I'm just going to work it.
If their shading doesn't look good, they should just add some extra paint.
That, or just work that brush. When you do add extra paint, don't add a whole lot. You're not trying to, you know, it's kind of like wearing perfume. Subtlety is key, right? If you get all crazy with it and put a lot on there, then you're just going to have nothing but a mess. So a little bit at a time, put a little more paint and just kind of go back and forth and back and forth. And it's just an exercise in patience, really, is more what it is than anything. Now this doesn't, to me, look necessarily very good, but it's going to when I start shading my darker colors, right? It's going to. Right now, it's not bad looking, but it's not necessarily very good either.
It's interesting to watch it transform.
Yeah, y'all hold on. We're going to get there, right? That's what they used to tell us when we got in the car and we were kids. Sit down, shut up, and hold on. That's what they told us, y'all. I don't know. Maybe
we ain't going to shut up.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Right,
I probably showing my age on that one, y'all. But that's what they told us. Okay, I'm going to just do the white right here. And I'm trying to use just a little bit of paint. And then we're going to go to our colors.
Miss Lou said she loves to watch you paint.
Ah, thank you, Lou. That's so sweet. It's fun to do. I mean, you know, it's like anything else. You have to put energy into it. But sure beats sitting around thinking about your troubles, which in my case, y'all, some days seems like a lot of them. All right, so I got my purple. I just wiped off this brush a little bit. And I got some shading purple, right? I'm just going to kind of come in here. And again, I'm trying to do just a little bit of paint. This is when it starts to look good because you're starting to get shaded colors together. And I'm just dragging that over. That's all I'm doing. Kind of come back. See, not a lot of paint, but it makes a big difference, okay? We come down here, same thing down here. I'll just start over here, and I'm gonna go back and forth a little bit. It's almost, it sounds weird because the bigger pieces can be intimidating, but it's really almost easier, in my opinion, to paint something bigger than it is to paint something smaller. Because something smaller, you've got such a little space to work with. Something bigger, you've got a lot bigger space. Okay, so I got my purple. Let me wash out my brush a little bit and let's do some yellow, okay? Let's do some yellow. I've got the top, right? And so I don't want to mess that up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a little bit of paint and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go at the bottom of the yellow diagonal. If you look at it, it's not perfect. Okay, but that doesn't rock my world, not nary one bit, as they say in Texas. Not nary one bit, y'all. But you can see I'm starting to get a little bit of a layered look, right? And that's what I like when you're talking, you know, Easter eggs. It doesn't mean you have to do that. That's just kind of what I've always done when I've done eggs, because to me, eggs are real decorated looking. And I'm just picking up a little bit of paint because this is a little area, y'all. And notice I'm coming right back over it, aren't I? I have a very soft look. Now, when I'm painting a lot of Christmas stuff, I really put a lot of paint on there and I go for bold, bright. But a lot of the Easter stuff, I like to kind of back off the color, get a little bit softer with it. All right, so let me wash that out and we're gonna do one last color. This is sky blue and this is teal. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip that in there just a little bit and I'm kind of taking that off. Notice I do it at that diagonal, right? I've got it over here on the diagonal.
Miss Debbie says she loves the white added.
Oh, it is pretty, Debbie, isn't it? It gives it a softness, I guess you could say, that you can't really get any other way, in my opinion. I just kind of come down here. Now, I'm just going to kind of work this back and forth just a little bit. Right? And then I would probably do something like this. Just some soft brush strokes, I mean. Put a little bit more paint on there. Okay, something like that. Now, at this point, I have not done anything to the coral. So what I'm going to do, I think that coral needs a little bit. Let's try this. Let's go with this. Is what I think, y'all. We'll see how this works. You know, sometimes things work and sometimes they don't. I've got this shading orange, and I think that's what we need for that coral. So let's try that.
Miss Lou said she cut and painted a 4-foot by 8-foot Santa a few years ago, and she had a lot of fun.
Yep. I tell you, to me, painting the bigger stuff, to me, it's easier than the smaller stuff. That's just my opinion. Okay, I'm looking at that. That orange doesn't look much different.
Hi, Tristan.
From our coral. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some red orange with it. So I've got that 17 shading orange and 18, I think it's 18, 19, I'm sorry, 19 red orange. And I'm just stirring it. Because the whole point of this is I want enough of a shading difference on that.
That's a pretty color.
Coral. All right. So I'm going to pick this up, just kind of doing that on the edge there. And y'all, I don't care what anybody says. For me, painting is fun. Now, obviously it's my job. And a job can be work, that's for sure. But it sure is a lot easier to work at something that you really enjoy. So I'm just kind of blending this back and forth. I'm going to go up, back. I'm following that diagonal is what I'm doing. Okay. And I would probably do something, because I've got a lot of space in here. So I would probably do something like this. Just to take up some of that space. Might do that. Do that. Do that. See, I didn't do a whole lot. Now, while I have this little, I guess you could say hand mixed color of whatever it is, I'm going to pull this, okay? And I'm going to take this and I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to take that and butt it right up to that white. In other words, I'm trying to get a clean line between the white and the shading. And I'm just doing it, it's very slight. And that's really all you need to do. So let's go see my yellow, my shading yellow. I'm gonna pick that up with the script liner. I'm gonna back off a little bit because I don't want a whole lot of paint on there. And I'm just gonna go down here. I'm gonna give it that real finished look. Same thing down here. This is basically outlining is what I'm doing right now, y'all. Okay. Now, let's go back and do a little bit of teal. I'm trying not to put a whole lot of paint because this is a small piece, so I don't want to start doing a really wide, heavy strokes.
Hi, Laura.
I'm trying to keep it light and thin. And honestly, this is harder to me than painting your big Santa Clauses and Nutcrackers where you've got big, wide strokes to outline. Okay. Same thing. I'll pick up some purple.
Hi, Judy.
And y'all, we had a paint party, I guess. What is today? Today's, oh, we had it yesterday. Y'all, I don't even know what day it is. And we painted some vertical porch leaners. Ladies did a great job. And I thought, you know, what a blessing to be able to hang out with them on a Saturday night because I wasn't going to do nothing else anyway.
Hi, Sandy.
To tell you the truth. Hey, Sandy, how are you? What a blessing to be able to do that. And yes, it was work. I was the teacher. Victoria helped me, and so we were working. Don't get me wrong. But anything worthwhile is work. I'm just now. Okay. So I'm going to turn this around. And I want to just take a minute because I think I'm fixing to do something to this egg that's going to change things. But I want you to just see what that looks like with just shading. That's all I did, some shading. I'm going to give Con a minute to kind of get up on there so you can just see it. And I shaded the darker shading color, but I also shaded white. Notice I just shaded white at the top of each design. So here's your white at the top of the purple. Here's your white at the top of the sky blue. The white on the yellow, your white on the coral, your white on the yellow, your white on the purple, and your white up here. That's all I did. Now, when I look at this, I think we're good as far as the coloring and everything.
Hi, Linda.
But let me show you something right quick. Hold on a second. If you wanted something a little more, oh, what is the word I'm going to say? Decorative, maybe? If that's your goal.
Oh, how pretty.
And all I'm doing is just a sponge, right? Now you don't, you know, if polka dots are not your thing or you're not feeling it, then you definitely do not have to do that. Just skip that. But I'm just showing you how you can very easily decorate something without a whole lot of hullabaloo.
Hi, Marcia.
Okay, something along those lines, right? Now, the other thing that I think you could do that I think would look good is this. Hold on. Here we go.
What a pretty color. Hi, Carolyn.
So that one's a little bigger. We need some paint on this. There we go. So it looks like I'm going to have to dip paint in every single time. Just because if you don't, you lose a lot of paint.
Tell me if y'all can't see what she's doing.
And all I'm doing is just those last minute decorative touches. That's all I'm doing. So I use the sponge for the white, and I use the tip of the wooden dowel that's on the sponge handle for the teal. Let me turn it around so they can see. And then I'm gonna work on his eyes, y'all. I haven't done his eyes yet, but I want y'all to see that. And that's just about what, I don't know, 30, 60 seconds of polka dots. That's all it is. But see, it does give it a really different look than what I showed you a while ago. I'm not probably gonna polka dot anything else because everything else is such a small area. But since this was the largest area on the egg, that's why I did that.
Hi, Dreamer.
All right, let me show you that. Let's go to the eyes. Let's do the eyes next. And then we're done, y'all. So cute. All right. Now, I always do, well, 90% of the time. Let's say I always. Most of the time when I paint eyes, I always outline them in black, no matter what color. Like if you have blue eyes, it doesn't matter. Brown eyes, green eyes, whatever the case may be. I still am gonna outline them in black. So I've gotta have that paint. I don't want it the same consistency as water, that's too thin. But you know, you cannot make paint move if it's thick, if it's gummy, if it's dry, it's not gonna move. You know, it just doesn't work. So I put some water in here.
They said that this one needs a girlfriend.
Ah! Well, that's true. That's probably true. Okay, so I got my script liner. I don't want to mess this up. I'm going to turn it over here sideways a little bit because I know myself. And to me, the eyes don't look good, y'all, until we have them totally outlined. And just a little bit of outlining, in my opinion, makes these eyes look really good.
Miss Debbie would like to know if there's any openings on any of the paint parties.
Oh, yeah, there is. Thank you, Debbie. We should have been talking about that.
She already put the link.
Okay. We have openings for this one, which is, Debbie, I think that's, I don't know what day it is. I know it's in March. So this is what we call the Easter egg chicken egg. So we got that one that's open. Let's see. Connie, can you pan over to that one? It's not finished. We still have some openings on the third. I think we have the third party for the vertical lean-to porch one. And then we haven't done it yet, but we are working on some new paint parties for indoor projects at something like what we call shelf sitters. We've got probably 5 or 6 different designs on this that we have not scheduled, but we're gonna do a door hanger, y'all. Let me show. It's so nice to have Connie here. I'm not ready to list this as a paint party yet, but I'm going to. Now, these letters were cut out. You can imagine, if you could imagine, you're not gonna use this board at the paint party, but you're gonna use these letters that are, and then we'll have a bow. These letters will be in white.
How cute.
And so we'll be listing that. It's not listed yet because I'm still working on it. So we are working on a lot of different things to have paint parties throughout the spring and summer. Of course, fall time, we always have to do a lot of Halloween and all that kind of stuff. So we got a lot of things that we're working on. Thank you, Debbie, for that. I forgot about that. Now, I'm just outlining this black part. You got to even those lines up. To me, he's got to have, I'll probably do that just like I did over there. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do this. Okay. Now, let's make this one a little bit wider here. Okay. And I think I like that. But let's try something. I really probably should have done this before, but what the heck? Let me try. I should have put some white shading in that blue part. Let me see if I can get a, that's not the one I want. Let's try this one. And it's probably not gonna work as good since I don't have, I've got black in there, but let's try it. Okay.
Hi, Mabel.
Come over here on this side.
Hi, Bridget. Hi, Sherry Lynn.
I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but anyway, we'll just do it this way. I've got to have some white in here, y'all, and so we're gonna do something like this.
Sherry is saying hi from Niagara Falls.
Oh, hi, Sherry.
Hi,
I can imagine it would be cold in your part of the world right now. I'm assuming. I don't know. It's been cold here. Well, cold compared to what we're used to, y'all. Cold is a relative term, like anything else. But yeah, cold compared to what we're used to. Now, I got this white. You always have to make sure that you give him a dot. And what I want to do, when I say that, what I mean is the pupil, you got to have a little bit of a light in there. Let's go back to this. Got too much water in there. Hold on. There we go. Water is not your friend. Hold on. That is too much water. It's because it looks transparent, and I don't want it to be transparent. Okay, let's try this again. That's a little bit better. And then we're going to do over here, we're going to have to let that dry. But you always got to put a little bit of white in those black pupils. I think I'm done, y'all. This needs a little bit of paint in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up this script liner. I'm going to cover up that CNC line, y'all.
Sherry said they just got approximately 6 feet of snow. It's
more
than normal at this time of year.
Did she say 6 feet or 6 inches? I don't know. That surely 6 inches. Girl, if they got 6 feet, they
Somebody can't read.
Oh. That's a lot. I don't know how y'all do it. I can't handle it. But I'm a wuss. I was born and raised here in Texas. Of course, all we really have is heat. 6 inches.
Sorry about that.
I say 6 feet, they be snowing. Oh, we got to laugh out of that one. Okay. Well, y'all, I think I'm done. Okay. I don't want to lift it up too tall because I don't want my eyeballs to run because they're wet. But I want Connie to have a good view with the camera. And thank y'all for hanging out with us. We had a good time. It's a blank that we have at our store. It's, to me, a pretty easy one. And y'all come hang out at the store whenever you see, when you get a chance, come see us. Monday we're closed, but we're there Tuesday through Sunday all the time. And I will be coming on this week in the Painters in the Making doing the second fish. And I'm doing a little bird with a sombrero. Some of you may be wondering why you haven't seen Ashley lately. That's because she's pregnant. And she's pretty big pregnant. And everything's going okay. But she has to really take it easy. So you're getting a little bit more dose of me and a little bit less of her these days. Y'all probably have noticed that. But everything's good. Hopefully, Oakley Ray is going to behave. That's the baby girl's name. And not come right now because she's not supposed to. But she's showing signs that she wants to arrive early, which is why Ashley's trying to lay around a lot. So thanks for hanging out. And we will be seeing you guys this week. I'll be painting a fish and a bird in Painters in the Making. And y'all have a good one.